What if I told you that you could instantly become faster with the ball with just a few minutes of training? It doesn't take hours and hours. What I'm going to talk about here is cutting out hesitation in your game. Every footballer from low level to high level has tendencies to hesitate. So we need to get that out of your game. So if you're slowing down when you take a touch, if you're slowing down when you take a shot, then you're not going to be moving quickly. The defenders are going to recover and they're going to put a tackle in and they're going to win the ball. So what you need to do is take a touch in stride and really go at pace with that ball. If you're taking these big, massive, wild touches and they're going 20 yards away from you, you're not running with the ball, you're running after the ball. So today we'll address that issue. Let's get after it. All right, so real quick, let's talk about equipment. What I really like about this is you don't need a bunch of fancy equipment. If you just have the basics, all you really need is a ball. Ideally, you have a couple so that when you take a shot, when you make that pass at the end of the combo, you don't have to go chasing every time. But a ball, a rebounder, a partner, or a wall, and then a target. Right now, I've got a goal. I'm about 25 yards away from goal. What I really want to keep in mind is that after I hit this rebounder, the point is exploding with pace. So I need some space that I can then get into on either side. But really simple: ball, rebounder or partner, and a target. All right, so first things first, you should not be directly in front of this rebounder. What I want to see is playing into the rebounder at an angle. So pick a side. I'm going to go ahead, take a couple steps to the side, and we get in an angle. And the point of this is so that when I hit the rebounder, it's almost like a teammate laying off of me. That's what the rebounder simulates in a game. Maybe I'm a 10, I'm a center mid, or I'm a left or right wing. I'm pinging it into my number 9, my striker, he's laying it off, and then I'm taking that touch, and I'm exploding with pace into the space that's available for me. So keep that in mind. I don't want you being straight on. Let's take a couple steps to the side. That's really all it takes so we can get a better angle. Now, before we really get into it and show what it should look like, here's what it shouldn't look like. We should not find the ball into the rebounder and then take a touch and then take little choppy steps. If you take these small steps, it's going to slow you down. So get in the habit of when we find this ball in, we play it in, we go, and we take a touch and we drive, okay? So we really want to drive with that touch. I don't want to see short, choppy steps. You need to really explode through. Those short steps are going to slow you down. Another thing is, as you play it in with pace, and you should play with pace to challenge yourself, try to get a look up before you touch the ball. Because right when you're going onto that ball, you should be going through with pace. That head should be down, and you should be pushing through into the space that's there for you. So as we ping it in, we can get our head up, and then we take a touch and we go. So make sure we're not taking those choppy steps. We're not having our head up the whole time, because what happens if you don't take that look, if you don't see where the back line is, where the teammates are, and you have your head down here and you push, what are you going to have to do right now? Now you're going to have to lift your head, you're going to slow your steps, and then you're going to push. So make sure you get that look early, have good awareness of the field, so we can really get a good picture. Where's the keeper? Where's that back line? And where are my teammates? So again, all we're doing, we play in with pace. We can take a touch and we explode and we take a shot. All right? You want to end up kind of in this space right here, and make sure you just change it so that it matches whatever you do in game. So if you're finding yourself in these spaces in game, edge of the box on the left or right side, try to replicate that with your training. You get positions, and then you can find that shot there. Another thing, when you're doing this, if you're a striker or if you're a center mid, or whatever position you play, try to really focus on what the target is. Right now, I'm acting like a striker, like a 10, maybe an inverted winger, getting onto my left foot. I'm really aiming for that far post, specifically the bottom right, okay? So get specific. Don't accept just a hard shot. Accept it if it goes exactly where you meant. You can get creative too. Football shouldn't be boring. You don't have to be a robot. If something feels right in the moment, do it. So this is a very simple exercise that you can do by yourself with not much equipment. If you do this and you really focus on taking that hesitation out of your game, you'll start to become a high-level elite player that you really want to be. Also, make sure you accept failure. The best players in the world are such good players because they fail in training. They work at such a high tempo. They put in such a high effort. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to fail. So you should be doing the same in your training. Push yourself at a level that you're going to make mistakes and you're going to fail so that you get ready for that pressure that comes in a game. Everything you do in training needs to be game-like and match realistic. So it shouldn't be 70%. It should be 100%. All right. I missed some shots here. I coach some very high-level players that have bad games, that have bad trainings, and they make mistakes. The best players in the world make those mistakes. So I want to see you do the same. Push yourself to a level where you accept failure and take that failure as a positive because you know how hard you worked. So if this video helped you, make sure you drop a comment and let me know if you're working on this specific exercise and this sort of session. And also let me know, what do you struggle with in your game? And I'll be happy to help you out. Also make sure to like, to subscribe, to turn on notifications. It helps me to help you all more. I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you in the next video.